Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday and good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Masajati over there. We're in New Jersey today doing wellness gala and some sessions. Mas will literally work 12 hours straight. So I've decided to take an hour of workload away from him. So I'll be doing the impact session. So I hope you guys will enjoy. Just kidding. Okay, come. So here is the one, the only Masajati.
Hey guys, how to get Faye online here, just so she gets comfortable with speaking more. Because how many of you all want Faye to speak more? I think she's got a lot of great content, a lot of great information that, especially a lot of women, but also men, because men can learn a lot on what women really want and all that, right? So, so that's why we brought her on, just to make her get more comfortable. Of you all want Faye to just give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to get, yeah, I'm just trying to get the chat here up so I can see you guys on the chat here. All right, so again, welcome, guys. This is Masajati, as the lovely Faye had mentioned, and we are on the impact sessions. Here we go. Impact sessions are, well, very impactful sessions that can transform your life in a very short period of time. In today's world, and we'll make it an experiential experience, by the way. But in today's world, we've come to a point, a really pivotal point in society where, old things just don't work out. I mean, look at your religions, look at look at the technologies that we create, look at the relationships that we have, look at the diseases that we have. So your health, look at that higher connection to spirituality. If all those were in line, we wouldn't be in the world that we live in today. There's a lot of great opportunities, by the way, that coexist in the distortions, in the minutia that is, well, haunting us. So how do you get rid of that minutia? We have to go beyond, say, the limitations of what or who we think we are. How do you do that? Well, we have to accept that there are possibilities unknown to science, possibilities unknown to your own life, unknown to your own identity, unknown to what you've been brought up with. Again, we have to move beyond. If you can think of it as a line that's drawn in the sand, it's just a line drawn in the sand, guys. Simple as that. But society, then the intellectuals, the people that run this place, or so they think they do, but they don't. Or you at a personal level, guys, it's just a line in the fucking sand. You just need to cross over it. That's it. Like I did. A lot of people do cross that imaginary line through altered states, through using ayahuasca, abusing themselves, getting into, say, spiritual experiences, but they cross it, but then they come back. What I did, which is very, very different, is, well, I crossed it and then I stayed there and I operate from that space. And that's where that's where I have what people call amazing abilities. But I always say you all have the same amazing abilities if you choose to join me on, say, that side of a higher understanding of who we are. So, and again, like I said, the religions and so on. Some people go, well, Moss is anti-religion and so on like that. I'm really not. The reason why I say that, what's holding my computer up, guys, I just want to show you here, is I'm in a hotel room, is the Holy Bible and the Book of Mormons, which was a great play. So if I start to levitate and so on like that, guys, it's because some chaotic stuff might start to happen because of that. By the way, I'm not against any of those religions, or maybe I am, but I'm there for the truth. So those religions have to purify you, cleanse you, rather than destroy you. Okay, so let's jump in. What we'll do is we'll work on these beautiful individuals here, and most importantly as well, not most importantly, but as you listen in, okay, and as you join the frequencies, if you choose to, I'll be working on you as well. Especially if you're, especially if you're new, and you'll start to feel the frequencies that we generate. So that's the new concept. It's not anything woo-woo. There's a lot of science behind it. If we choose to say, listen to the science behind it rather than go, no, that's not true, right? There's a lot of truth in it. And then also, if you have of specific, say, issues as the same as the person that I'm working on, well, it'll work on you even more. So, all right. So this is, and if you're listening to this as a recording, frequencies are not embedded in the recording, but the frequencies are, it takes you back to the time the frequencies are created for you. Okay. So again, it's like listening to it live. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. Just give me 1 second here. Open the chat. Who's going first, guys? If you can give me a list on the chat on who's going. All right, Jennifer. Hey, how are you, hon?
Nervous?
Nervous?
I
Don't
don't know
worry,
why.
I am too. So it's all good. Anything special do you want to work on, or I can just scan you? It doesn't really matter either way. How long have you been with XI, Jennifer?
Um, I actually had a one-on-one with you in Honolulu. I want to say in like 2013, 2014.
Oh, wow.
But I really only got back into doing your work about 3 months ago,
Okay.
and I've
Yeah.
done a bunch.
Mhm. I was just seeing the 3 months is something more recent. Okay. A lot of people do that. Though, they try XI for a little bit. It's a really intense because a lot of your weaknesses come out really, really fast. And maybe back then, Jennifer, you're holding on to something that you didn't want to let go of, like an identity or a belief that you didn't want to let go of, from what I'm seeing, right? And
Yeah.
it's, gosh, I don't know about this Moss guy. It sounds okay, but you know what? That pushes against all my ideas and all my concepts of who I am and all the religious, not you necessarily, the religion, but a lot of spiritual aspects of what I believe in, who I am, and all that. So I'm not going to go there. That's totally cool. This time in the world, as I was speaking about, though, that time, that moment of time where you get forced or pushed to see the reality or see what's really going on, and so more and more people like you are coming back, which is beautiful. Thank you. So with that, you have decided to say let go of your defense mechanisms that used to protect
Yes.
you back in the day, and then, but think of it this way, Jennifer. Take a breath in, hon. Notice your spine. So what you've done is, you've decided to come onto the stage of your life, like front and center stage. And it's unnerving sometimes, because people are going to see you. People are going to see your weaknesses. People, they might criticize you. People do a lot of things, right? Especially, you're older now, but maybe when you were a kid, kids are vicious. They go for the jugular, and I think that's what's probably happened to you, through your upbringing. And then also I see a lot of criticism, or I don't know if you could call it bullying, but when you were younger, I see you kind of being pushed around a lot. Does that make sense for you, hon?
Yes.
So when that happens, what do? You just close everything off, and then you hold on to an identity that makes you feel safe. Because see, but Jennifer, and this is one of the biggest thing. Can we just call it bullying? Is that okay for you?
Yes.
Okay. And there's different forms of bullying, and we'll get into that with you as well. But, one of the biggest things that people don't talk about bullying is that the bullies usually are the ones that are the weak ones, that although they look stronger.
Yes.
You, Jennifer, you were like a solid, or you still are, but still don't know your own power and strength. So when you were younger, your mom just buried you with her weaknesses and confusion. Your dad doesn't seem like he was around from what I'm seeing, or vacant from your life. So that makes sense for you. So not a support mechanism. What and the importance of that is that you became a support mechanism for your mom. So you literally had to be a support mechanism through a masculine way, basically replacing your dad. Right. So
Yes.
you're very beautiful. You have this masculine frequency, and that's what messes up your relationships, by the way.
Yep.
Right? You turned into the man in a relationship. Got it? So notice your groin area, hon, your chest, and then the most feminine region is the lower part of your brain. Femininity comes from the brain, not necessarily parts that we have. Hence, a lot of confusion today. Let's take a breath in. But you're willing to not be a backstage player anymore. You want to be in the limelight, which is really beautiful. And this is what the session is about, pushing you into center stage. Obviously, it's going to be a little uncomfortable, just like you saw Faye, a little uncomfortable because she hasn't done it. She doesn't do it. Even me, the first few seconds, unstable or uncomfortable, but then I get used to it. You will too. So what I'm helping you with is practice. So you're going to get into situations. You're going to get into situations that you're going to get forced into, say, being your best. So you can either be your best now that there's no more bullies or anything like that. And even if they are, you can stand your ground in a different way and not hide. Okay. Or you can go back. But you can't go back really, because it's more devastating for you. So when those situations arise for you, and there seems to be a lot of them in a very short period of time, that's because you want to catch up what you've lost. Okay. Take it by the horns. I was going to say something else, but you're a woman, but take it by the horns, and really run with it. Okay, sweetie. Speak up, stand up. Posture is important for you, right? No offense, you come from kind of like take advantage of me type frequencies. Your posture is like that too. So look in the mirror and see what's happening or why I see that. All right. And then stand up properly. And then once you go, gosh, that's not me anymore, your posture will literally start to align. So, and this is where you come into solid and strength. And then later on, it's not about fixing you. It's about, well, how fast can we accelerate you into, say, your creativity that you have, your intelligence. You put things together really well. By the way, whether it's people, whether it's deals, whatever it is, you put things well together. But we need to fix this aspect of you that I talked about. By the way, do you have skeletal issues, spine issues, or does somebody in your family do?
Actually, yeah, I have some problems with my joints, one hand in particular that I've been working on healing.
Yep. Okay. So those things are not yours even. Those are, no offense, on, those are excuses to make you go, look, I can't perform today because I'm ill. I'll just work backstage. So once you start to realize that, you'll start to see that you can heal or resolve. Otherwise, if it's not in your hand, it's something else. You know what I mean? That constant issue that you have, not to be in life, but you're on stage now. There's no excuse for you. Okay, honey, that makes sense. All that for you?
Yeah, on the nose.
Congratulations, hon. Any questions before we go to Sophia or Sophie?
Is there anything I should focus on other than, I mean, posture and that? Just, I really got the masculine protective.
Yes.
And how do I switch that?
Well, the truth is always the best healer or the best transformer for you. So now that you acknowledge the truth, you look in the mirror, it's like, you know what? I don't need that masculinity anymore. So we do the mirror meditation, especially on the 18-day hyper meditations, where again I would stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself, and then you'll start to see these layers of your old self peel away. So you would ask yourself, it's like, well, what is that real Jennifer look like deep inside, that little girl that got hidden away around, I want to say around 3, 4, 5 years old. Okay. And then you'll start to nurture your young self. But all those things become automatic for you because your higher self heals you. I don't. I just wake you up. Okay, sweetie?
Yeah.
And like I
Thank
said,
you.
so welcome. Most important for you, hon, is when a situation arises for you to step up, step up. Okay. Because if you don't, those situations get more intense for you. Okay. Until
Yeah.
you do. So nice job. Welcome back. Is it Sophie, honey, or Sophie? Yeah,
Yeah,
Sophie, right?
Sophie. Hi.
Hi, Sophie. So you're kind of a little bit like Jennifer, hon,
Yeah.
where you just hide.
Mhm.
So we can talk about that. Is there anything specific, or how long have you been with XI?
I started like watching your videos on YouTube since July, and then I did the 18 days in September.
Okay, so not too long, but what but Sophie, what you've done, take a breath in, and do you have neck issues, hon, or lower
Yeah.
scalp issues?
Mostly neck and shoulders.
Yeah. And I could be off. I'm not a doctor or anything. I'll just tell you what I see. Did you get slammed a lot, or fall on your butt a lot? Or was your mom angry at you a lot?
Yes, yes. When I was like a teenager, we fought a lot.
Okay. And honey, no offense, honey, I don't know if you remember. When you were younger, obviously you don't, but maybe it might say resonate with you. Um, when you're a baby, you get your mom gets frustrated with you, and she just like puts you down a little harder than what she should. Does that make sense to you?
I feel like I have a little bit of that in me. Like I do that.
Yeah. Where do you think you got it from, sweetie?
Yeah.
So every time you're frustrated with yourself, you literally probably just like, like when you're getting ready to sit on a chair, you just like drop yourself on the chair or whatever, that kind of pattern, and just like, does that make sense to you or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that literally comes from your mom literally dropping you, or pushing you a little harder than what she should. So the reason why that shows up on it, it's created some, say, compression between the skull and your spine. Again, I'm not a doctor, but that's what I see. That's where it originates from. So can we help you release that?
Yes, please.
So frequency wise or memory wise, again, notice how that's affected your behavior that you don't even know about. Okay. So the reason why I'm telling you that is, one, it'll help you heal the younger girl, very well, young infant for you. Okay. That never got the nurturing, because that's what you're seeking deep inside, is nurturing. Okay. And we'll talk more about that. Breath in, hon. Notice your gut, your stomach. In Western continents, they talk about the heart. In Eastern continents, they talk about the dill, or the center, or the solar plex. The heart only has, I think, 40,000 neurons. The solar plex area has about a couple million, say, receptors. So it's almost a second brain for you. So that area is just needing nutrition, by the way, for you. Okay. So you're always starving, so to speak, of nutrition or wanting something. And then, you might get a great income, or you might, get into, say, friends that feel like they're providing nutrition for you, but then in a very short time, it's like, gosh, there's no value in it anymore. Does that make sense? It's like, this
Yeah.
isn't worth doing. Does that make sense for you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So take a breath in. Say that you became, a multimillionaire, and you're not a multimillionaire, right?
No.
Okay. So say that you became a multimillionaire and you ran this pattern, you would not do well. Say that you became, rich and famous, like some of those, like Anthony Bourdain, or maybe Kate Spade, or maybe many, gosh, there's many people, but maybe Marilyn Monroe. They get so distraught. And you can cry, by the way, if you want, sweetie. You're in a total comfortable place. Okay. They get so distraught because of what I just said about you, that separation. It's like, shit, I have everything, but why doesn't it feel nutritious? Because you can't absorb. And if you can't absorb, then they go, well, fuck it. And this is where all those great, beautiful people are gone. Get it? That's your pattern. The reason why I ask about that is, have you ever tried not wanting to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not you, sweetie.
Okay.
It's just the pattern that I talked about. Get it?
Yeah.
And it doesn't work out well. It didn't work out well for them on the other side. I can see the other side. So take a breath in. And by the way, that pattern just runs in your family. So again, it's not you. It's just, that's where your mom's frustrated. Your dad on the other side has deeper patterns of say depression, or again, not wanting to be here. Oh, uncle, great uncle. Yeah. Did they commit suicide or a strange death?
No.
Okay.
Not
There
that I
just
know of.
seems
Yeah.
Okay, there just seems to be, an uncle, a cousin, whatever, that kind of deal. Not immediate family, but like one step back. So
There's an uncle that like just died of Alzheimer's and he was really young, but that's about it.
oh, okay, so that's what I'm picking up. Got it.
Yeah. That's on my mom's side.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. So kind of a strange death, basically.
It
It's
was.
yeah, got it. So I kind of see that as a honorable suicide. Um, he probably took the vaccine, seems like. Yeah, it just so when people take the vaccines and so on, and this is a side note, and I'm still working on you, Sophie. Take a breath in, just notice the neck area, and it just accelerates everything that you have issues with. If you have heart disease, if you're going to die in 10 years, you'll die in 3 months, right? If you have propensity to not want to be here, something will happen for you to accelerate that growth, so you aren't here. Basically, that's, to my point of view, that's what the vaccines do. So breath in again. Can we release all those patterns
Yes.
so you can actually breathe? Because when I see you overall, it's you, and then there's layers and layers and layers and layers that you've been suffocated with.
I
And
feel that.
yeah. And then you try to go, well, this is going to help me, and this is going to help me. More career, more whatever. And this is also where you're in relationships, whether it's friends or intimate. Not so much intimate. I don't see that a lot in you. But it's just, since you're so deeply buried, I can't you You can't feel it. That makes sense?
Mhm.
So let's just peel all that away. Are you ready? I know we're kind of over time, but let's just
Yeah.
take a second here. Okay, we'll just count down from 7. And all of us can do that. Take a breath in. Whatever's holding you back, down, or suppressing yourself, right? 7, 6, and just watch all the layers of heaviness just peel away from you. And again, it's not a mental game here. I'm just helping you delete those patterns, and you just see the visual on how fast it deletes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And you might feel naked. Nothing's oppressing you. So again, it might feel naked to you or raw. Okay, just go with it and enjoy it. And that's where you get to reset yourself. I would really suggest doing the 18 days because you need some solidness around you. Right, my friend?
Yeah.
Nice job. Leaving in this space. Beautiful space, guys. We'll go to Julie and then Hoppin. Oh, okay. Is it I'll say your last name, Shaw.
Yeah, it is Shah. It's Bhavin.
Bob?
Bhavin.
Bobbin. Cool name, dude. I like it.
Yeah.
So so what are we working on, Bobbin?
So first of all, thank you for having me here. I got your name from Tasha, who is a healer in New York.
Oh, awesome.
I-
Thank you.
I've done a lot of meditation. I lost my child, who was an avid golfer and a cyclist in a cross-country tour, hit by an accident last year. I
You
lost my
lost your
dad,
who? You
my
lost your
son, 16-year-old
son.
son, in a car
8-year-old,
accident.
you say?
16, 1-6.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. You're the audio is kind of not as clear. Okay. So 16-year. Okay. He's still around you, my friend. He feels older. And then and then what else?
And I lost my dad 2 months ago before he died.
Okay.
And
Okay. Yep.
I went meditation for 10 days. I've been trying to do Hemsing frequencies, Wayne Hoffman method. I was not able to say him goodbye because he was on a cross-country trip from East Coast to West Coast on a cycle with a team of people. He was an avid cyclist as well. And he
Wow.
got hit in Oklahoma by a car. So I could
Mm.
not even say him goodbye. So I'm trying to meet him in the spiritual realm to just give him a hug and say goodbye in a nicer way.
Okay. Take a breath in, my friend. So I did see those 2 deaths the way I see it. Again, I'm not a psychic, so I will, I see patterns or what's happened to your patterns or frequencies. So when I see you, Bobbin, people who have died around you, not just these 2, imagine like a cutout of you. Like if you were just drawing a lined circle from you, okay? Or imagine close your eyes, my friend. Imagine a picture of you, okay? Like a Polaroid, a physical picture you can hold of yourself, okay? All right, take a breath in. And again, the audience can do this as well, especially if you run this pattern. All right. Do we have that in your mind's eye? Okay. Notice how you feel about that picture. There we go. And let's just see if this works for you. So it's not a mental trick or anything. Do you see that picture kind of shredded a bit?
Oh.
Okay. Is it a solid picture?
It's not solid. It's hazy, but it's getting like heavier.
Yep. Perfect. Because in XI visuals, it's not a state of your imagination. You're not creating it through your mind's eye. What I'm doing is I'm helping you say see the pattern that you're creating, okay, or how you're creating your life. So take a breath in. And again, you're a bit new with me, but that haziness, you can't get a complete picture of you. Well, that's the way I see you as well. So I'm just showing you what I see in you or how I read you, right? So that tells me that you're not, say, centered in this reality. So you're in a different dimension. Those dimensions are of death for you, okay? Take a breath in. Now imagine yourself slicing from top to bottom, like little pieces, little shreds. So you're in 5 pieces. So if you took that picture and you cut it into 5 pieces, up and down, vertically, and then you put yourself together again. Does that visual come in for you?
Not I would like to imagine, it does not.
Okay.
I can't imagine myself. I don't know why. I'm just
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm telling you, my friend. You can't, because again, it's not a visual of your mental state. XI visuals are very different. And again, I teach that on the 18-day hyper meditations. The reason why you can't imagine it, because your existence here has been pulled out of you. Okay. So take a breath in. And it might take some time because you hold on to an identity, a concept, a belief system. This is where you might have the personality that once you understand about something, you're all in it, so to speak. If that makes sense to you. Say if one says, if you take one supplement that's supposed to make you feel better, well, shit, you're going to take 10 supplements because it's going to make you feel 10 times better. That kind of mentality. Does that make sense to you? You kind of push things to be better or force things. Does that make sense for you?
that makes sense for me. I'm always kind of
Yep.
doing the best out of everything. But the only the only problem I have is I feel very claustrophobic here. I feel like I don't belong here and I'm just here for some reason. And I'm trying to find out why I'm here for. That's the only thing. Like I'm able to reconcile what has happened with me because I do believe everybody has a finite amount of breath. They have to go. But
Yeah.
I want to connect to everything, but attached to nothing. I keep on telling that it doesn't happen that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried harnessing, I tried the gateway project. I stopped using fluoride, toothpaste, and a lot of things, but nothing works.
Yep. Again, because you can't create yourself here. There's that disconnect. So what you do, and the reason why I said all that I did about being extreme, which is really cool and it's very exciting. But the reason why is because imagine this scenario. You're getting pulled out of a airplane window. Okay. Your body, or where you should be, is inside the plane. You're getting vortexed out like you would. So what you do when you go extreme, or you want to be the best in everything, and again, you're very particular, so to speak, almost anal to a point at times, from what I'm seeing in certain situations, because the more concentrated you are or focused you are on a point, a minimal point, the more you can pull yourself into your body and stay out of there. The deaths that you've had, again, separate you or shred you because you're carrying their deaths. And there's 3 other deaths that I see in your life that has attached onto you. I think your mom might have lost somebody that seems like it might have devastated her when you were young. So she held on to you. So that makes sense for you. Take a breath in. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll come for you later because you're so stuck in your mind because you have to anchor or focus in on something. Breath in again, my friend. let's move your son over. Okay. Let's move your father over. There we go. And then the three other people in your life, starting from age 2, that in your family, whether you know them or not, it's devastated your mom mostly, from what I'm seeing, that you're holding on to. Again, separations of your identity. There you go. So you really have a beautiful gift, my friend, because ever since the age of 2, from what I'm seeing, you saw the other side and the possibilities, and this is where you see the beauty and grandness and possibilities of life, and yet you don't want to be here because it's claustrophobic. So in this, because again, you're seeing it from the death space. In this scenario, what I was helping you with is recalibrating that for you, so you see the expansiveness or the possibilities of life here in physical form. So your physical body is not a limitation, but a great opportunity for expansion. Okay. And then also releasing those things that keep you in that death space. Again, your father, your son, and the other deaths. This is where people are, by the way. So.
Can I ask you last question? And I'm so sorry for this.
Yep, no worries.
I just want to figure out if my son has done a crossover, because the lights flicker. I find coins anywhere I travel. So can you just say if he's done a crossover, or is he still hanging around here?
Oh no, that's what I said. I shifted your son over to a higher level. Okay. And I've shifted your dad to a higher level, and I shifted the other 3 people that were stuck on you or in you to a higher level. Yes, so they're all clean. So you probably might feel a void, by the way. Okay, just remember that you'll feel a void. It's because your son's crossed over. And take a breath. I know we're taking a little too much time here, but take a breath in, just to help you understand the concepts, because you do have nice abilities, concepts of death. Notice your neck area. There we go. All right. So he's telling me that, oh yeah, he's telling me that you'll feel him hug you from behind. Okay. I don't know if he did that back in the day for you. Yeah. Okay. When you feel that presence, and he'll come in from time to time, you'll just feel like, gosh, somebody's hugging me from behind, wrapping his hands around, your shoulders and just hugging you. That presence is his. Okay. And he'll come from time to time to go, hey, Dad, I'm okay. So okay, I'm just going to leave you here, buddy. You just enjoy your space, right? Death is a beautiful thing if we understand it, even if it's taken in the wrong time. We'll go to Hannah.
Hey, Moss.
Hey, Hannah, how are you, hon? You're learning a lot.
Oh, yeah.
You're very intuitive.
That's what people say.
Anything special you want to work on?
No, just a scan would be great.
You're afraid of your intuition, by the way.
Yeah.
So basically, you're afraid of success. Okay. You're afraid of stepping up into your brilliance, into your possibilities. And then you always go, well, when is it going to be my turn?
Yeah.
It's think of it this way, Anna. It's like take a breath in, hon, and just notice your lower half. Oh, whoa, that's interesting. All right. Say that you know you have the winning numbers to the lottery, but you won't play it. Feels like that. That makes sense?
Yep. My lower half doesn't feel like mine.
Yep. Let's get to that. Because, okay, first of all, in your family lineage, your intuition comes from a dark plane, I want to call it, where the more you use it, the more abusive it gets for you. Oh, okay. So you have pure intent, you have a pure heart, you know, there's no malice in you, but yeah, it's just a source that eats away at you. Okay. So hence you wouldn't want to use it, and you know that at a deep level. So that's one aspect of you. Let's clean that up for you. So that source, instead of coming from an outside source, so this is what we teach in XI and the healing mastery, is let's turn it around, because you have access, direct access to the same source without a middleman. Okay. So are you okay with that?
Oh, yeah.
So take a breath in. Notice a line that goes through the center of your head, through the center of your body, and notice how that line shows up for you. How does that feel?
It was great. I feel just like pushed into like this higher place.
Yep. Okay. And again, you have great abilities. I'm just going to have a little teaching tool, again, out of healing mastery for you. You stay, as long as you can stay centered in that line, you're safe, and you can use your abilities because you're tapping into your source, not anybody else. Okay. If you tap into another source, because you know you're still getting used to moving from one source to another, it just takes a little time. But if you're using another source for your intuition, you literally feel like you got torn out of that line, and it'll feel painful, like something's cutting inside you. Does that make sense for you? You'll get pulled, basically.
Yeah. I feel pulled in my throat often.
Yeah, I'm just helping you. Yep. I'm actually pulling you a bit. So that's how you'll feel. If you're connected to a source that's not good for you, or connected to a person that's not good for you, or you're going to connect to a situation that's not good for you, like, hey, let's go do this, and it's like you'll feel pulled, like in your throat and then upper chest, you know, deep inside. If those things start to be painful a bit, well, then you know that you need to center yourself. Okay, hon?
Can I ask you something? When I feel that, is there anything that would be helpful for me to do? Like I try and spatial reference, but I find it hard sometimes to get back into like a stable place.
Perfect. Okay, so you know about spatial referencing. Awesome. So yes, this will help you spatial reference, not objects around you, but spatial reference, dimensions of time and space that you get pulled out of. Right. So the line that's running through you is a visual of where you should be, present moment time, and a reality. Okay. So as you stay here, you can hold on to that line, and then you'll actually pull yourself in, because you feel fragmented, by the way, because you've created yourself in, say, other dimensions. So take a breath in, and this will concentrate you more. So what you'll do is ask yourself, when you're feeling pulled, it's like, what can I let go of, or what can I activate to keep me centered on this line? It's actually a post you can hold on to. Instead of holding on to anything else outside of you, You hold on to that, and you can hold on to it dear life because it's you, your higher self. Okay. It's just your own light created as a line. Okay. The other thing is, did your grandma or did somebody have, I don't know, did they lose their capability of walking, or was somebody in a wheelchair or something?
My grandfather on my mom's side, yeah, he has like feet issues and struggles to walk.
Okay. Is he still around?
Yeah.
Got it. How old is he, hon?
He's like 80.
Okay. He seems like he's really angry.
Mhm.
And I think in that family line, they start to lose control of their bottom half, hence wheelchair and so on. You, however you want to see it spiritually, grandfather is walking into you as he gets older or as he gets ready to cross over. Another way of putting it is that your genetics are very similar to your grandfather. As your grandfather, say, gets into a wheelchair, and how long has it been since he's been in a wheelchair?
A while now. He's had multiple issues. I'd say like 20.
Yeah. So if you kind of coordinate the time frames, you'll probably start to go, shit, about 20 years ago, I started having that lower half didn't feel like mine. Get it? So your grandfather's patterns are becoming your patterns, especially as he decides to cross over. Your genetics will be more magnified, so to speak. Does that make sense for you, Mike? Yeah, you don't want that. So the same way that your abilities that you hold back, because if you did use those abilities, you would be, say, controlled. People will control you. In relationships, people will start to control you. If, say, somebody has heart issues or shoulder issues, you get heart issues or shoulder issues. Does that make sense for you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Somebody has a smoking issue, you'll start smoking and go, shit, I don't even like smoking, whatever it might be, that kind of deal. So just cleaning all that stuff out for you. Okay. There you go. Breath in again as we end. Any questions, by the way?
Yeah, one more question. Sometimes when you ask in like meditations if like if anyone's experienced like elevating or like going through, and I'll feel that and then I doubt it. And I feel like, no, I'm not on that level, or something's wrong with me. Is this connected to what you're reading in me now? Like,
Yeah, that's
not
right.
okay.
Yeah. Like I said, you've got the lottery tickets, Sweetie. And I'm pushing you in to go, okay, this is the real you. You've got massive potential. But it's like you got to step into that realm. But the reason why you don't step in is because if you did, it's not you that's stepping in. You're allowing other people to step into you. You're not so it feels, at first it might feel the same, but it's really not, because it's very destructive. That's why you don't step in. So
Yeah.
before, basically, it's like I have to sacrifice myself or be possessed, basically, or be controlled for me to enjoy life and see the possibilities, because somebody else is going to live through you, just to put it blankly for you, because that's how you feel anyway. So you go, fuck no, I'm not going to do that. I'll just stay here and watch life go by. Okay. So you always thought that somebody is always needed for you to do all those things. What I'm doing is like, no, let's remove all that stuff out of you. Even your grandfather, by the way, your grandfather might actually connect with you and want to be closer to you or something.
More than everyone. He like loves me.
Well, that's my point, Sweetie.
And more than
Because,
ever.
yeah. And the reason for that, I mean, I'm sure you're very nice and everything, but the deeper reason for that, honey, is because as he dies, he finds a comfortable nest to nestle in to. That would be you. Hence, you would turn into your grandfather. And that's scary. Get it? Do you see how people, okay. So I removed all that for you. Your grandfather might be even nicer for you, to you. But then after a while, especially again, don't let him in. What'll happen is that he might get angry at you. Smile when that happens, because that means that he cannot come into you frequency wise. Okay? Don't worry about that. And then he'll honor you again when he gets closer to his death. Okay? So so the key here again is that when you step into life now, you are stepping into your life with your grandness that took over you, not anybody else. Right? Hence that light. That light will literally expand out as you expand in. Okay? And nobody can take over you. Nice job. Do the healing mastery. Okay?
I did it. I didn't fully do it, but I did like do it somewhat.
Do it again.
It was very
Now,
strong. So yeah.
Yes, good. You brought that good point up, guys. If you did the healing mastery and you kind of did it, and you're stronger now, do it again. Okay, because this will help perpetuate, and then this is where your abilities are your abilities, nobody else's. Right? Really nice job. So, all right, very cool sessions, guys. Just take a couple minutes, guys. I can scan other people, just like 5 minutes, and then I actually have to do a couple minutes, guys. There we go. All right. So did you guys all see the changes? Thanks, Moss. You're amazing for us. Thank you so much. The important thing is, guys, is that this is the new paradigm. We all have these abilities. I'm just showing you the possibilities of what we all could be. Okay. I know I have amazing abilities. People tell me that all the time. And I keep telling people all the time, we all have this. So whether you want to be a healer, okay, in your own light. And again, by healer, what I'm talking about is you don't have to do it like me. You can be a chiropractor. You can be a massage therapist. You can be an acupuncturist. There's lots of surgeons that actually take, the healing mastery, Western philosophies that take that healing mastery. There are a lot of, say, people on the Eastern philosophies, people who teach, I'm seeing more and more, say, yogis take the healing mastery. Those guys that, the Westerners that go out East and they go into these deeper classes. Well, what are they doing? They're actually taking my courses to become a better whatever that they teach out in the Eastern hemisphere. So that's how powerful it is. Again, I don't care what you do. If you want to be a better scientist, if you want to do whatever, it's about becoming exponentially intelligent. Yep. Okay, so that's really important. Let's see here. See. Just checking out if there's anything. All right, guys. Somebody's talking about Stealing Fire. Stealing Fire is a great book. I forgot the name of the authors. Really great book. I think it's written in 2018. There's a lot of books after that came about because of that book. But Stealing Fire, they studied the Navy SEALs. They studied Sergey Brin, the guys from Google, and they studied like people like Elon Musk, stuff like that, and and how they got into their brilliance. But the thing with Stealing Fire is like shit. They're holding on to their bullshit. So that's why people who've used altered states, and it's all about altering your state, and usually the altered states is what, using drugs, getting into, say, sexual experiences, or pushing your body to the limit, like the Navy SEALs, or even like a Tony Robbins, UPW or whatever that he does. Literally they just make you so tired, they break you down, just like the military. That's what Tony does. They break you down, and then it's easier to reprogram you. Yeah, that's a good way, but because you got broken down, again, all those things are sacrifices. And what you're doing is, like, when you're sacrificing yourself in that way, and holding on, what you're sacrificing yourself to get to the higher realms. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Well, there's a huge thing wrong with that. When you sacrifice yourself in that way to find a higher altered state of yourself, to come into a higher dimension, you always have to end up sacrificing yourself to get to higher and higher states. So you'll have to use more microdosing. You'll have to do more abusive things to yourself. This is where people start to discipline themselves, and they start to destroy themselves, like on a diet plan or exercise plan or whatever. Again, they push themselves to the limit. They push themselves to the extremes. People who are highly successful, they have to do more and more things, more and more crazy things. I was watching this movie, an old movie, Scarface, right? Poor guy, comes into the, and then the balls that he had that made him, say, powerful, destroyed him. Basically, that's what people do. Right? So you do not want to do that, guys. There's a better way. What you want to do is sacrifice, but you sacrifice your bullshit, your old patterns, your old stuff that you are not. And that's the way XI teaches you. And then if you do want to do microdosing or whatever else that you do, then you're doing it for the right reason, not a destructive reason. That's the difference. Okay. So really an amazing process, and it's much easier this way as well. Okay. So, all right, guys, as we end, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends that there's this crazy guy that says he can help you awaken and fix yourself with different solutions. See what they say. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Notice what you notice. Notice the details. Peace.